Hi guys, we're back. I took a week off. Last week here in these United States was kind of a kooky week. I took last Wednesday off, so I already broke one of my own rules or goals, as we discussed 2 weeks ago, about making a plan and sticking to it. Sorry guys. But as a zillion people a day say, these are unprecedented times in which we live. But I'm back. I'm back. We're back. You're back. I'm back. Still on my YouTube. Still need 100 subscribers. So if you like my videos, hit subscribe. And even if you don't like them, hit subscribe. Send me snarky comments. It's the internet. Who cares? So today's topic is getting beta readers for your work. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about figuring out what your goals were for your writing. The beta reader point comes in when you have a finished manuscript. And first of all, if you have a finished manuscript right now, congratulations! You have accomplished what many people set out to do and very few actually succeed at. It's hard work finishing a first full draft of your work. I know, because I'm still doing it on mine. But if you have a completed draft, and I always let my partner read anything I write first. He's my alpha reader, basically. But then I go to my beta readers. And who are my beta readers? My beta readers are people that I've taken writing courses with. They're other writers who I'm friends with. They're, people that I work with, friends, and family that I trust, that I'm comfortable with. And what a beta reader it does, it's not the same thing as a development editor, a line editor, anything. This is just a preliminary read on your manuscript to say, hey, why does her character completely change 2/3 of the way through the book? I don't understand. I'm lost. Or, maybe you have a plot hole that just doesn't make sense to a person. Or maybe they love it and they say, wow, this is great. This is amazing. I want to read more. I can't wait to see what else you do with this. This is fantastic. I loved it. I laughed out loud, or it scared me to death, or it made me cry. It's for that initial reaction from a reader, just a casual reader, to say, here's what's working. This part's bugging me. And they may not have the language, that an editor has to articulate exactly what's wrong with your manuscript. And that's fine. But what a beta reader is there to do is to say, hey, this has legs. Or, yeah, it just was so boring. I just couldn't. And you hope that your beta readers are very honest with you. And this is a test for you too. It's not just a test for your manuscript, but it's also a test for you to see how you take feedback. Because if you are going to publish a book, you are going to get lots of feedback. You're going to get feedback from your beta readers. You're going to get feedback from your developmental editor. You're going to get feedback from any agents you pitch. If you self-publish, you're going to get feedback from your readers. You hope it's good feedback, but it won't always be. And so learning to take that feedback is part of this process too. Sometimes somebody will tell you something about your book and it's just a really subjective personal thing, and they have a personal pet peeve. They don't like characters named Steve. Okay. You can't do anything for those folks, unfortunately. But if somebody says, wow, there's just a giant plot hole here, or wow, I just don't find this character believable at all, or, there's something missing, whatever it is, that can be your first red flag that, hey, I have a part of this book that I need to fix. And you want to do the beta readers first because you don't typically pay these people. Like I said, it's usually friends, family, colleagues, fellow writers in your writers group on Facebook or Twitter or wherever. And I hope you are in a writers group somewhere or have a critique partner if you are a writer, because it's important for accountability and your success and encouragement to keep going. But what was I saying? I lost my point. The point is, you want to get a beta reader, and not before you spend any money on a person like me, who is a professional development editor. You want to get a beta reader to see the big things. They're going to tell you if there's something really wrong with this book, they're probably going to notice it. If the plot doesn't work, if the tense you're working in doesn't work, if there's something really wrong with it, they're going to probably notice that, and they're probably going to tell you. And so then you have the opportunity to go back and fix it before you give it to someone like me, a development editor who charges for their time. And it's in better shape when you do finally take it to an editor. So this the beta reader thing works on a few levels. It works for your budget, it works for your work, it works for you. It's a very important part of the process. In fact, I named it as number 1 of my 7 steps that you cannot skip when publishing a book. I think it's really important that you get comfortable sharing your work with other people, because eventually you're going to share it with the world, right? And I think it's important that you get comfortable revising, taking that feedback, that you get beta readers that you trust, and then you go from there. So I think that, again, if you're ready for someone to read your work, follow writers on Twitter. I have a colleague, coworker, editing client, he's many things at this point, who finished a manuscript and just went out on Twitter and said, hey guys, I finished a manuscript and I need beta readers. So, if you're platforming, which you already should be, if you're writing a book and you plan to publish it, you should already be on social media trying to build a platform for yourself, which is the topic of a forthcoming video. We can't tackle that today. But you should be building your network already, and if you are, your beta readers are probably already within the network that you're building. So there you go. There's the answer to point 1. Once you've got your roadmap for what you want to do with your work, and once you've actually finished a draft, your next step is to get some beta readers. If you have questions about, I don't have the first idea where to go for a beta reader, or, my beta reader hated this book, but then my other beta reader loved it, what do I do? Shout me out on Twitter. I'm at Cincy Bookworm, or hit me up at my website, ericamcintyre.com, and shoot me an email. I love talking about this stuff. Drop me comments here on YouTube. We'll talk about it. And what I hope is to foster a discussion, not with me and you, not just with me and you, but with me, you, and a community of writers who need and like and want this information too. So again, if you like my videos, share them, tweet them out, Facebook them, whatever, subscribe, copy and paste, annoy your friends, enlighten your writer pals. And hope this helps. I hope you're all doing well, and hang in there. Next week, we're going to talk about the next step after beta readers, and that's my job, which is the development of it. So happy reading, keep writing, and as I always say, stay tuned. See ya.